Welcome all to the Snail Trail 4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how fantastic getting ready for summer season is in Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and germs. My name is Tyler, and joining me once again, now and probably forevermore, Mr. Jimmy Jett. How are you, buddy?
Doing good. Doing well. Thank you very much. How are you?
Doing pretty good.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Man, this is Monday episode.
Yes, it is. Number 406.
406, man. That's crazy. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend out there. Hopefully you guys had fun. Hopefully you're starting to enjoy your summers. I know that there's a lot of schools that are out now, including 2 in Jimmy's life.
Yes. Yes, there are.
So, yeah, hopefully everybody has a lot of fun plans for summer. Hopefully you're filling up that weekend schedule. You're getting ready for some awesome trips and adventures. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today in today's campfire discussion. Before we get over there, though, we have Tool Month going on with Flex Power Tools. And we have, I think we've finished up as of today. We're finishing up the Tag 3 Buddies contest over on Instagram, and we're also starting one today.
Yes, we are.
A new contest for week 3 of Flex Tool Month. It's going to be another social media contest.
Shocking. I know.
Yep.
This entire week.
I know.
Month.
Yeah. This one's going to be a little bit different. We are going to post a picture on probably Instagram, run on Instagram. So watch the Snail Trail 4x4 account, and your job is to take that picture and repost it on your accounts with the hashtag FlexStackers.
Correct. I probably will post the photo also in the show notes on the website, so you can grab it that way. Grab it a little easier instead of doing a reposting or a screenshot or something. So whatever photo that is, it'll be on the Instagram under Snail Trail 4x4. It'll also be available to you on the website. And then, yes, repost that photo on your feed and use the hashtag FlexStackers. And we are giving away 2 of the Flex Stacker sets. There's like 3 of them.
We're giving away 2 sets of them?
2 sets of them.
Oh, shit. I thought we were only doing 1 set. That's awesome.
No, 2 sets of them.
Sweet.
Yeah, for sure.
2 winners, right?
For 2 winners.
That's cool.
Well, each winner's we have 2 winners that's going to win a Flex Stacker.
That's cool. These are sweet. I've looked over like the Milwaukee stackers before and the DeWalt stackers, and I was never really super impressed. I'm actually impressed with the Flex ones.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really cool small details going on with them.
There are. I like what you were talking about. It really got me thinking when we were doing the episode about turning the bottom one into just more or less a battery. And then you could charge everything off of that battery or run something else off of that battery. I think that's a really good idea that Flex should steal. But if I end up winning one.
Royalties Flex.
Yeah. If I win one, that's what I'm going to do is turn that bottom one into a bunch of batteries.
Yep.
Because it's all, you can't disconnect it from the handle or anything. So it's always there. You can always tote it around. You can always move it around. And then you're going to have all this power with you. I think it's a fantastic idea.
I agree.
But if you don't want to do that, you can use it for any type of storage. There's a large, medium, and small stacker like case with a bunch of attachment points on them. I'm not quite sure if we're getting just the boxes or if there's some other additional parts coming along with it. But so I think we'll just talk about the stackers at the moment.
Sweet.
But yeah, super excited to give 2 of these away. Yeah. Big shout out and thank you to Flex for everything they're doing this month and for donating these 2 items.
Yep. So super cool. Go look at the Snail Trail 4x4 Instagram account. If you guys have questions on how any of that works, you can message Jimmy at the Snail Trail 4x4 account. You can message me at 4x4 Toyota Tyler, and we'll get that over to you. So download and save the picture to your device off of the show notes, and then you can upload and post that picture. It has to be a post. It cannot be a story because stories disappear. So it's got to be a post that shows up on your feed. That way we can track that hashtag if you enter.
Correct. Yep. Use the hashtag FlexStackers, plural. And I just looked it up. Each one of these stackers is roughly $300.
Sweet.
$300 value each.
2 more winners we're going to have for Flex Power Tool Month. We got 3 the first week?
3 the first week. We have
2?
one that's just concluded right now for the Tag Friends.
And we'll announce that winner on Thursday.
Correct. And then we have, 2 of the stackers that can be won this week. And that contest will end on Monday.
Yep. And then we'll have another contest starting on Monday. But
Correct.
We also have the complete month-long giveaway for the Snail Squad peeps. So if you guys want to get in on that, make sure that you're signed up over at iRate 4x4 underneath the Snail Trail 4x4 forum. There's your sign-up options there. If you were on a annual pay from last year when we started with iRate 4x4 went over there, it doesn't look like it got set up as a subscription where it automatically renews itself. So just go back and make sure you do that if you want to be in for this month's giveaway, which is going to be huge. It's a lot of really cool power tools and batteries and chargers and other stuff. So be on the lookout for that. We will announce all the winners and get everything shipped out to everybody beginning of July here.
Also, just a reminder that on July 15th, Saturday, July 15th, I'm going to be down off of Power and Road at Fasteners Tool Outlet. We are going to be hanging out there with Lawless Corey and some other people. I'm going to be bringing Bobcat down.
Nice.
And we're going to be talking about and showing off some of these flex tools. So if you swing out that way, we got discounts for you. We got prizes for you. We got some tacos for you. And it would be just a lot of fun to see you guys.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. I'll see if I can make it. No promises though, but that should be a really fun day out at Fastener Tool
Outlet.
That's right.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Cool, man. Anything else for housekeeping stuff before we get into the main topic today?
I don't think so. You said you had something. We had voicemails.
Oh, we do have a couple voicemails
we could
from
get to.
Our stripper buddy.
Yes. And then I think you said you had something that you wanted to show me or talk about with me.
Yeah, we can. Let's talk about that in the main topic. We can kind of kick it off with that.
Sounds good.
All right. Looks like we got a nice long explanation about anodization from Reed.
Okay.
And maybe a little bit of stripping.
Maybe.
Hey guys, it's Reed, your favorite stripper. I'm calling about those aluminum caps. About halfway through 403. I already texted Tyler and realized I should probably share this info with the rest of the world. Anodizing is really thin, so abrasive blasting will take it right off. The only concern is the depth of the engraving that East Coast Gear Supply put on there. If it's deep, then a little bit of hand sanding, get it smooth, should be fine. If it's not deep and it's just removing the ano, then yeah, I can blast it with a grit, take off the aluminum, anodizing super quick. And then depending on what you're going for, Tyler, if you want it like kind of like a matte look or kind of the sheen or shine, we can leave it the raw grit and the anodizing will be a little bit dull, flat, gloss level. Or I can hit it with a glass bead after blasting it with mineral. And that makes it the aluminum substrate have kind of like a golf ball texture look, which will refract the light off, give it a nice shine. So it can just get scratched and messed up on the trail. Anyways, I already texted you about it, but call me and if you have anything else to talk about. Anyways, keep up the great work. Yeah.
Did you cut him off?
Maybe. I think that was the end of it.
Or maybe it cut him off.
Maybe I cut him off.
Anyways, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, so that was in reference of the caps for
Unibearing caps.
The Unibearing caps and how they have somebody else's logo on them, but nobody sells blank caps. And we were talking about maybe we can laser it off or get it off. So Reed down at American Stripping can definitely, sounds like, take all that off, take the color off for you, and then you can get them re-anodized and then you can etch your own design into them.
Exactly. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I already dropped off everything up with Ori.
Okay.
Or else I would have gone over there and taken them over there and been like, all right, let's do this.
Yep.
So once I get the rig back, then I'll take those caps over and get them all squared away.
How much do caps cost?
I want to say they were, $80 for the two of them. But what they are is because they come in the drive slug kits.
Oh.
So
can you not just buy the cap?
You might be able to. I wasn't able to find anywhere with just caps though. Like it was really annoying how hard it was to find caps by themselves, let alone blank ones.
Sure. I wonder, I mean, it makes sense that they would sell caps with the slug kit, but I don't know if people want to change those out. Might be a marketing entry point for somebody.
I don't know. Maybe. Reed called back though.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He called back and
so
left a
maybe he did get cut off.
Maybe. Here we go.
Hey, it's Reed again. I forgot to mention, if that engraving is just in the anodizing, it might be worth reaching out to a local anodizing shop to see if they remove the existing anodizing, because if they need to redo a part themselves, they got to figure it out. But yeah, check to see if that'll work. There's a local shop about 5 minutes away from mine in Sacramento called Aluminum Coating Technologies, or ACT. Reach out to them or show up with your parts and see if chemically removing that anodizing is an option, because that's going to leave you with the most, identical look to what you have now, just in the green that you want. Anyway, thought I would add
that. Cool. That's good stuff. Yeah, I think I'm going to go that route. So once we get the rig back, I'm going to go see either ACT or Reed, probably Reed first, and see where to go from there.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking that if the caps were cheap enough, you could just buy another pair and have them get done now, and then your rig won't be down any short amount of time.
Yeah.
Or just,
I mean, you
want me to go pick them up from Ori?
You can just shove a rag in there and then duct tape it to the unit bearing, and that'll keep the axle shaft in there.
Yeah. So sure. You just want me to go pick them up from Ori?
No. I mean, he's out there.
Is he that far out in Lincoln?
Far out there. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know why it's called Lincoln. It's out there. So yeah, from here, it took us an hour and 5 minutes to get out to him.
Okay. So he's about a half an hour out past me.
Yeah. About that. So, I think I'll just wait till it gets back, because I'm going to have to build bumpers and redo the batteries and everything too. Okay. All that stuff still.
And then you can have things cleaned up in that time.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet you it'll take a week or two though, just to get the anodizing done time wise.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot of time to build bumpers and redo batteries and vehicle wiring anyways. So we'll see. I'm hoping I even get to wheel this summer, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take the Bronco out and break it.
Sounds fun. Thanks for calling in, Reed. Thanks for the information.
100. All right. So that's it. Let's move on over to today's campfire discussion.
Sounds good.
And we'll kick it off with, I think it was a really funny news article that I think you'll get a kick out of. And it'll be a fun little topic, but we can also kind of use it to semi-segue into today's topic. So
cool.
All right. So grab your favorite drink, grab your favorite Pacifico, not sponsored, wish we were, and we'll be right on back with today's campfire discussion.
Are you tired of landing in potholes and bouncing off obstacles? To play at your full potential, correctly tuned coilovers allow you to float over the rocks and gain more traction. At 4-Wheel Underground, our full suspension systems include custom-tuned coilovers for your specific application. To learn more, visit 4wheelunderground.com.
Oh, welcome back, ladies and gentle ladies, to today's campfire discussion. This is episode 406, a Monday episode where we like to get a little bit of entertainment in for everybody, but a little bit of, informational education / do as we say, not as we do kind of thing for everybody out there. So I was going to kick it off today with a fun article that I heard about, and then I went and searched it, and it's an article, and I'm blown away by some of the results here.
Okay, I'm excited to hear about it.
So this came up. We're going to be talking today about kind of getting ready for the summer camping season.
Yeah.
And anytime that we go out into the wild, we have the potential to run into wild animals.
Yes.
And so I thought this could be a fun little way to kick off this episode.
Okay.
Because we're talking about getting ready for the summer camping wheeling season, right?
I did see Instagram reel of some lady trying to pet a bison up in Yellowstone.
Yeah, bisons are vicious.
Don't lifted its head up, and everybody around, there was like this herd of people.
Uh-huh. A herd of people.
Tourists.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah. This group of tourists, probably not from this
country.
I don't know. Yeah, I was going to even go continent.
Continent. Okay.
That they were super close to this bison or buffalo, and one of the people tried to pet it, and it lifted its head, and they like fled like cockroaches being discovered. It was so funny. First of all, it was funny seeing somebody that damn close. And the second of all, seeing them like run away, like, yeah, you're really going to be able to outrun a buffalo. Like,
yeah,
good
seriously.
luck.
So this came up. I've discovered a new podcast that I really like recently called Tooth and Claw.
Okay.
And it's about animal attacks.
Okay.
Wild animal attacks and kind of what happens with different wild animal attacks and what people can do if you end up finding yourself in those scenarios.
Oh, interesting.
And so it's always about, if you're getting attacked by a black bear versus a grizzly bear versus a jaguar or mountain lion, what do you do to defend yourself?
Yeah. Do you play dead? Do you climb a tree? Exactly. Do you stand and fight?
Fighting, flighting? Are you, shooting as quickly as you can? Because there's some things like grizzly bears you don't shoot at.
No.
That just pisses them off even more. You have to have bear spray.
Yes.
So
I have heard about black bears though, that you can throw rocks at them.
Yes. They're very different mentalities than grizzlies.
Well, black bears are just skittish.
Yeah.
But bears don't understand the fact that if you're all the way over here and something hits the bear, they don't understand how you're attacking them.
Yep.
And so that freaks them out.
Yep.
And so they run.
Yep.
Don't quote me on that, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
The only times I've ran into black bears, I just like stood there, clapped and yelled, and they ran away.
They usually run away. Yeah. They said it's something like 1 in a million black bears will not run away and they'll actually try and fight.
Well, the ones that we met on the Rubicon were pretty docile.
Yeah.
And we were clapping and yelling and banging pans, and the campground up from us was hitting the like air horns, and they sort of just strolled away slowly.
They're like, eh.
They're kind of used to humans, I think.
Yeah. So anyways, they found this news article. Okay. I'm looking at it on Newsweek. Apparently it's been replicated around a bunch of different websites, but it's a list of animals that Americans think they could beat in a fight.
All right, I'm ready. Daddy long legs.
I think that one's on here actually.
Really?
Oh, it's not.
That would be
okay. So
I think I could beat it on a fight.
Let's start at. I'm going to start at
at number 10.
The number 10,
yeah.
Like the least amount of people think they could beat.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah. Yeah. Start at that one.
Okay. Grizzly bear.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No way. Right?
No way.
6% of Americans think they can beat a grizzly bear in a fight.
I mean, maybe if I had armor on, like medieval armor and a big sword.
Yes. Like you put me
but
in a
I still wouldn't want to be in that
no,
fight.
Hell no. It's like having your toe in a steel toe work boot and have, I don't know, something massive come down on it and you just get crunched in there like a can opener. Oh yeah, grizzly bear. We're not beating grizzly bears.
No, we're not. Okay.
So
I'm shocked at the 6% that think they could.
Right. Next one up is a lion, and that's at 8%.
Okay.
So 8% of Americans think they could beat a lion in a fight.
Yeah. No.
And now this is the other thing they don't clarify, whether they think it's a fight to the death or whether it's a fight to get one or the other to back away free. Yeah.
Or what type of lion?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, are we talking like a mountain lion in California or a like South African, like big king of the jungle lion?
Yeah. I would imagine they're talking about a king of the jungle lion.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not even going to attempt that.
I wouldn't attempt it either. I'd
be wearing my brown pants.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. And a red sweater.
Yeah.
I've heard the best thing to do against a lion is just shove your hand into their mouth and just punch the back of their throat as hard as you can, as repetitively as you can. And like, that's your only option against a lion.
Birdwalk. Mm-hmm. I read a article one time about how to defend yourself from bears.
Mm-hmm.
And I went up the line from like black bears to like, brown bears to grizzly bears to polar bears.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, like black bears, they're skittish. You can do a lot of things, brown bears are semi skittish, but they're a little bit more standoffish. Grizzly bears will, they'll stand your ground, but you can get them to scare away. And polar bears, it just said good luck.
Yeah. They don't give a fuck about anything.
No, and there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Dig a hole in the snow?
Yeah. They are literally the apex predator where they live.
Oh,
So
yeah.
There's been reports of grizzly bears trying to attack helicopters that are like going around trying to
Oh, really?
tranquilize bears from the helicopter.
Wow.
Like the bear will just sit there and wait for the copter to get close and swipe at it.
Yeah, no.
It's crazy.
All right.
Anyway, so lion, 8% of Americans think they can beat lions. 8% of Americans think they can beat an elephant in a fight.
Yeah. I don't think I could be. I wouldn't want to be that close to an elephant. It would just step on you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you can do to an elephant.
It would be a David and Goliath scenario.
Oh, totally. Like,
You know,
I'm thinking
yeah.
I'm thinking these like hand-to-hand combat as well.
Yeah.
Like we don't get weapons, they don't get weapons.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I could hit it with my 50 cal.
Right. Of course. So anyways, 8% of
Okay.
Americans think
I
they
don't,
can beat
how
an
would you
elephant.
even, like, if you had a hand-to-hand combat, would you like
no
climb on its back and poke its eye? Like, what would you do?
Climb up its trunk? I don't give it a big old bear hug
give
from
it
the
a-
neck and
yeah.
try to strangle it with its
Well, you
trunk.
strangle it with its trunk? I don't know.
I don't know. I thought that was funny. Gorilla. 8% of Americans think
Never.
they could beat a gorilla too. No. They will literally throw you
They'll rip
100
you in
feet through the
half.
air. Yeah.
Those things are so friggin' strong.
Yep.
People really underestimate, even little tiny monkeys, you underestimate how strong they are.
Yep. Chimpanzees that are like half your size will rip your arm off.
Yeah.
Easy.
Like 7 times stronger than humans.
Yes. Yeah. So I thought gorillas was another really funny one. Now we're getting into the ones that are kind of like, maybe.
Okay.
So 9% of Americans think they could beat a crocodile in a fight.
Yeah, see, that's an interesting one.
The crocodile hunter has taught me that I can beat a crocodile in a
Right,
fight.
exactly,
Okay?
yeah.
That's what Steve
And-
Irwin has made
yeah.
it in my head.
I
I
know
could
that
beat
a
a
crocodile is really strong on the bite down, but they don't have the muscles to open their jaw.
Mhm.
Right. So as long as you get its jaw closed and you can deal with a death roll,
Yeah. You just roll
then
with
you're
it. That's all
good.
yeah.
You know, you got it.
Jump on its back, wrap your arm around its head, and hold on for the death roll.
Yeah. I'm still there with, I'd rather not.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. 100%.
If I had to, I mean,
Maybe.
I'd still die, but I'd
Yeah.
try.
Have you seen the video? There's a great video out there of how good of a friend is your friend? And there's a dude swimming for his life, like to get out of it. It looks like a pond or a lake or something. There's either an alligator or a crocodile behind him. It's hard to tell. And his buddy up on the bank jumps off of the bank like 3-4 feet down into the water and just elbows, like does a flying elbow on top of the alligator.
Oh my gosh.
And then the alligator swims away and the guys get out of the water. I was like, I don't know if I would do that, man.
Did you hear about the 2 guys that were attacked by a bear, like somewhere back in the east somewhere?
Oh.
Yeah. And one guy was getting mauled, and then there were 2 wrestlers, and one guy was getting mauled, and the other friend ran in and took the bear, like started fighting the bear.
No shit.
And saved his buddy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They were both messed up,
Yeah.
but they were both alive.
Wow. That's crazy stuff. Next one.
Okay.
A wolf.
One wolf? I think I could.
Right?
I think I might be able to handle it.
Pack of wolves?
No way.
Not standing a chance.
Is there ever a lone wolf?
No.
No.
No. But 12% of Americans think they could beat a wolf in a fight. Here's the next one. Here's for our Aussie friends. A kangaroo.
Yeah. I don't even know what I'd do against a kangaroo.
You walk up and punch it in the face.
And it kicks you in the stomach.
Yeah, I know. Their claws are fucking massive. They
Yeah.
rip you open.
If not, it's that muscle guy, and he's just going to stand there and flex in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so 14% of Americans think they could beat a kangaroo in a fight.
Maybe if it's like one of those tiny ones that goes up to your knee,
Like little baby
but
ones.
not the ones that's over like 6 foot tall.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I could beat a kangaroo. That
No.
would be, I don't know.
Okay.
I like my chances more against a crocodile than a kangaroo.
I like my chances more against a fox or the wolf.
The wolf, yeah. Next one, 15% of Americans think they could beat a king cobra. King cobra.
I don't know. Not hand to hand.
No, not handy. I think if I got to have a boot on and
Yeah.
step on it or try and jump on it or something, maybe.
Yeah. Or if I could use a stick,
Yeah.
I could think I could
For
handle
sure.
it. But if I had to figure out a way to grab the king cobra and not get bit, I would not be able to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every
king
time I
cobra-
see like rattlesnakes, I sort of just I just push them away and run.
Yeah. I think that I could win the fight because I would die last.
Yeah.
I think I could go in. I could kill the king
I would
cobra.
get bit a
but
few times.
Yes.
and die eventually.
Yes.
But it would die first.
Exactly.
Yeah. Therefore, I win.
Yes. Next one, 17% of Americans think they can beat a chimpanzee.
No.
Yeah, I think that's up there with gorillas.
Yeah. They're cute and cuddly, and they would destroy you.
Yeah. Their teeth, friggin' chimpanzee teeth, they will bite through any of our ligaments without hesitation.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it's a weird classification, but now we're kind of jumping up. 23% of Americans think they could beat a large dog. So I'm wondering if that means like a German Shepherd or like a Mastiff or a Great Dane, or that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah. I think I could.
I think I could too. I think I could take a large dog.
Yeah. All you have to do is when they're biting you is fold their lip back over and press it down onto their teeth and make them start bleeding on themselves, and they give up.
Yeah.
But that would be as they're biting my arm.
Yeah. It's kind of like the King Cobra situation.
Yeah, exactly. Somewhat. I mean, I've been bit by a dog and I'm still here.
Yeah.
Well, so is the dog, but.
Yeah. 30% of Americans, starting to make some jumps up here, can think they can beat an eagle in a fight.
Yeah.
I think if I could catch it or get my hands on it, I think I could.
Well, it's got to come down to fight you. So it's got to come down in your turn.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it attacks you from behind.
Yeah.
And it flies away with you.
I'm wondering if it can move, if they can dive and move so fast. Maybe a peregrine falcon.
Peregrine falcon just dive bombs you.
Yeah.
Straight into your dome.
Yeah. What is that? 140 miles an hour into my head.
That, yeah.
Next one is a medium-sized dog. 49% of Americans think they can beat a medium-sized dog. So that's half the population.
Yes.
I agree. I think I could too. Yeah, just kick it. Now we're starting to get into the fun ones where I'm like, there's
how many were there?
There's
10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay.
The next ones are, you kind of get to the point you're like, there's that many people that don't think they can beat
right.
a goose.
What?
61% of Americans do not think they can, or
think they can beat a goose.
They can beat a goose. So that means 29% of the population does not think they can beat a goose in a fight.
I mean, they hiss.
Right?
They're kind of scary.
They catch you off guard because you're like, oh, you're so cute.
They bite kind of hard.
Uh-huh.
But I can walk up and catch them.
Yep. MFR Ryan was trying to catch geese up at the Rubicon last time we were there with the glue tread trip.
Yep.
In the morning. We were trying to catch one and throw it in the tent. Anyways, 69% of people think they can beat a house cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
You would get torn up a little bit if it was a true fight, but yeah, I could beat a house cat.
Yep. I think they're dying before I am. So that means 21% of people don't think they can beat a house cat. And
those hiss too.
They do. They do hiss and they bite. Here's my favorite one. The last one. Last one. 72% of Americans think that they can beat a rat in a fight.
Wait, there's a population that is scared of rats. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm
surprised. Like I could get being afraid of a rat, but being afraid of a rat to the point where you think you would lose in a death match to a rat.
There's that movie where the rats just like scratch at somebody. Maybe they thought that was like they weren't going to make it.
Like if you're tied down maybe and you have like that's an old torture thing is they tie you down, put a rat underneath a metal pot on your stomach and then heat up the metal pot. Right. They burrow into you.
Yeah. But that's what I was talking about. What movie was that?
I don't know.
It was in a movie.
No. But yeah, there's 21%. No, 18%. Sorry.
18% of the people like interviewed don't think they can beat a rat.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I thought that was funny. Right.
I wonder if they can handle a mouse.
I don't know. Good question. So anyways, that's funny. The animal list. I found that highly entertaining as I was going through it and seeing the stats on it.
Yeah.
So if you guys are getting ready for your summer adventures and you're looking at coming across any of these animals, which ones do you think you could beat in a fight? Who's beating the gorillas out there? Who's beating an elephant? I want to know your strategy for beating an elephant.
Yeah. How did you take an elephant down?
Yeah.
With your bare hands.
So we're talking about getting ready for summer stuff, summer activities, wheeling, camping, hiking, fishing, hunting, whatever it is that you like to do during the summer. Hopefully everybody is getting out and enjoying their recreational opportunities. That's what we love to talk about here on the show. We just happen to love wheeling. That's our recreational opportunity. And we love doing it. Normally by this time of the year, we've had 2 or 3 trips on the Rubicon already.
Yeah. Yes.
Soup Bowl still has about 3 to 4 feet of snow around it everywhere.
I saw that picture. It's just covered in snow.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yep. There's 2-foot deep river running through winter camp right now.
Yeah, I believe that too.
Meadow Lake. There's just been some people up at Meadow Lake, and there's about 15 to 20 feet of snow still at Meadow Lake.
Oh my gosh.
Up at Fordyce. So it's going to be a while before we're able to really go out and wheel. If you are in California and you're getting ready for the summer season, you're probably still having to got another month and a half to get ready.
Yeah.
So,
and you should really be considering not going off-roading during the melting season.
mm-hmm.
That is really what's going to be damaging our trails. I know everybody out there is itching to go off-roading and wants to get out as fast as possible and go do the hobby that we enjoy. But, you don't want to ruin the trails. You don't want to mess up the foliage in the ground, and it's all loose right now and wet anyway. So, just consider the damage that you're going to put onto the trail before you go and decide where you're going to go and what you want to do.
Just pick some lower elevation stuff. Try and stay out of where the snow melt is happening for now. I know it sucks. It's a longer year where we got to wait on that. There's lower elevation stuff available. There's Prairie City. There's Hollister. Frank Rains is getting ready to open up some more OHV stuff out there. There's Sourgrass. Sourgrass is all clear right now.
Got a hell of a river going through it.
Got a hell of a river going through. Yeah, Fordyce right now, the river is supposedly at like 450, 500 CFS. So it's cranking right now too. Yeah, pick some lower elevation stuff and go have fun, but try and stay off the higher elevation stuff just a little bit longer here. There is a new sheriff in town in El Dorado National Forest.
Okay.
So not necessarily the sheriff, but he's the new person in charge of OHV in El Dorado National Forest. So he's trying to bring everything back up to proper standards, quote unquote, for what OHVers have to follow the rules about. So he's being very strict about stuff. And if we are up in El Dorado National Forest right now as an OHV community, causing problems and damage to the trail, he will not open trails. Let's see. So in order to prepare for this, the next month and a half before we get some High Sierra wheeling opportunities, what are things that you like to do to kind of get ready as we start rolling into the fun summer season here?
Well, in regards to vehicle maintenance, this is probably one of the 2 times a year that I change the oil on Bobcat.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even sometimes 1 time a year, but usually during or before Cruise Moab, I do it because that's sort of my, hey, I'm going off-roading for the first time of the new year.
Yeah.
I didn't do it this time, but I plan on, before I do any of my trips for the events coming up, I'm definitely going to change my oils, probably change my diff oils. I'm currently changing my radiator fluid, not alternator fluid, antifreeze, the antifreeze. There is an expiration on brake fluid, but I never really have paid attention to it or done it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can fully bleed your brake system. Really any of the fluids out there.
Mm-hmm.
This would be a good time for you to check them and see how they are or change them.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to other things, I really kind of just look at my bushings and my steering setup. And if you have links or anything, make sure to check the bolts and the tight, if you didn't paint mark them, check their torques or go around checking the paint marks. And if you did do a lot of winter wheeling, then you might have had some water ingress in some places. And those are, things that you want to check out and check the seals of maybe your front axles and rear axles and whatnot. But yeah,
I think those are all great stuff. Fluids for sure, especially because like you said, we're coming out of winter season. Water ingress is your biggest issue, and it's very detrimental to bearings, to joints, to hardware. So I like to kind of take this opportunity to look at nuts and bolts and hardware.
Yeah.
And if you see anything that's starting to rust, just replace it rather than deal with trying to take apart a rusty bolt and nut or something on a trail. Just replace it and get a new piece of hardware for the season here. Repaint pen stuff, because a lot of times the paint pens will come off during the winter season due to all the water and moisture. Paint penning is awesome. I like to, at this point in time, open up wheel bearings and get in and put eyes on wheel bearings.
Yeah.
That's the big one for me as I come out of winter and into summer. Other than fluids, I try and put eyes on the wheel bearings just to kind of make sure that all the seals and everything we're holding up And we don't have bad wheel bearings that are going to go out with all the stress from rock crawling on them.
Correct. Yeah.
And
for us with the Toyota, mini truck front axles, you can get water inside that bell and it doesn't get inside of your axle. And, which it's possible.
Yep.
If you do get water in there, it really screws everything up. So it's a good idea to dive in there and open that up and check out the wheel bearings and see what's going on inside the bell. And, open that knuckle up and just get eyes in there.
Yep. The best thing you can do to keep Toyota knuckles good and running is to keep them well greased.
Yeah.
Lots of grease in there. So
absolutely.
Crack it open real quick. Make sure you still got a ton of grease in there. Make sure that you don't have a gear oil dripping into your grease and creating a nice little soup for you. But I also like to take this point in the year to pop the tent out.
Yeah.
So take the tent, pop it out, make sure there's no holes in the tent. Make sure I have everything there with the tent, because every once in a while I'll take something out, or I'll be like, oh, it's raining. And so I just shove everything into random places real quick to pack it all up. And I forget to put stuff back with its other things that it likes to live with typically.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could, if you have a ground fly or what do they call it? Footprint is the word for that. You could check the footprint, or you make sure maybe you took the tarp out of it to use it for something else during the winter. Now's a good time to set that back up. Make sure you have all the stakes and poles and they're all working, and you could set the tent up fully, and then, maybe it is the time of year, which I really don't ever suggest, but maybe you could pull the rain fly off and set it aside. With the going up into the mountains, I never really suggest that, because you never know what the weather's going to be. But some people do, some people don't want to carry that very thin piece of fabric around because it's more stuff. I don't know. But I think you should have it with you. But if you want to organize that way, then you can go ahead and do that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I like going over your camping equipment and kind of doing like a quick inventory. Just make sure it's all there.
Yeah.
And that you haven't like stored it somewhere else. I've known a couple people who lost sleeping bags because they forgot to put it back in its storage location. So,
you talking out of experience there?
Maybe. I didn't want to point any fingers.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, and now's a good time to, check the little green propane things, or the bigger white propane thing for your stoves, or, do you have enough baggies or aluminum foil or plastic forks, or if you
wag bags? Yeah,
wag bags and all those little consumables that like Tyler likes to talk about.
I like to get during Christmas.
Check and make sure that you have all those in your camping gear that you need.
Yeah.
Especially before your first trip, right? Because it would suck to go out on your first trip and be like, dang it.
Yep.
Start writing notes down of all the things you forgot.
Yep. Like for me, I need to get more of these, but we need more headlamps, because we're starting to take multiple vehicles off-roading, and I keep moving the headlamps between the vehicles. And I'm like, God, and then I went out on a trip and didn't have any light at night. And we were like, this sucks.
So I keep my headlamp now in the bag that I typically put my clothes in.
Oh, that's smart.
Right. Because a lot of times I don't need the headlamp until I'm probably going to change into like nighttime apparel. Like probably most of the time I'm in shorts, and then occasionally when it's like, oh, the bugs are coming out, or it's, becoming dusk and colder, I want to throw my pants on and maybe a light sweatshirt on. And then my headlamp is in there. Yeah. And that's when I grab it as well. And then at night, when I'm going to sleep and I'm taking off all my clothes, I throw the headlamp back in the bag. Right. Yeah. And so my headlamp lives in my clothes bag.
Yeah. Now. That's smart. I've always kept it in the truck in the vehicles, just in case like the vehicle breaks down on a 1-day trip.
Sure.
Kind of thing. I don't take a clothes bag with me, but I like that idea.
Yeah.
Of just throwing it in the clothes bag.
Well, usually if you're going out on a 1-day trip, then you have a flashlight with you.
Yeah. Oh, that's my problem though, is I keep moving the flashlight between the vehicles.
You just need more flashlights.
I agree. Can always use more flashlights. Corey, coast lighting. Make sure just do a quick inventory of the stuff that you're going to be using for the summer. Take a Saturday here and just go do it, or a couple of weeknights on the weekday. Yeah. Pull it all out, throw it out in the middle of the garage, throw it in the backyard, and just make sure that everything's there. One of the other things I like to do is I like to get something at the beginning of the season that I get to kind of play around with and try out.
Okay.
For the whole season. And I think for me this year, that's going to be the Devos light.
Okay. Yeah.
I've only gotten to really use it on one trip so far, and I'm looking forward to the summer wheeling and camping and getting to play around with that more.
I only got to use it once so far as well, and I've already excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a awesome little area light for sure. Another thing that you guys can do is check spare parts. Because a lot of times when we do this basic maintenance, let's say we dive into a knuckle, now we find out our wheel bearing's bad, and now we need to replace it. Well, now we're probably stealing from our spare parts, and now we need to start replacing those.
Yeah, I'll just get into that knuckle rebuild kit that I have for spare stuff.
Yeah, and maybe you just need a gasket, but now you're out of gasket. So what do? So now's a good time to look at that spare parts bin or the spare parts you bring with you and make sure that you have all the spare parts that you need or you think you need, or now is a good time to purchase those, ball joints or heim joints or any of the other parts that you kind of carry with you. Get some steering arm studs, because that's like the number one failure point on Toyota knuckles. Is that. So this is a great time to start organizing your spare parts bin.
Yep, I agree. Spare parts, a good one. One thing that I haven't done, I used to do religiously, and then I stopped doing it for a couple of years because I keep going to the same wheeling areas, right?
Okay.
And this past weekend, I went to a different area that I don't normally go to.
Right.
And I didn't have offline maps set.
That's I'm surprised you mentioned that.
Right?
I'm embarrassed for you.
I have like all of Tahoe National Forest and El Dorado National Forest and Stanislaus National Forest
Did you have
downloaded.
a repeater connection?
I did not take a radio with me.
What?
I had the Starlink.
You need to forfeit your name.
Yeah.
My Offroad radio didn't even bring a radio.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's just embarrassing.
It kind of is. Wow. I had a Starlink. That's a type of radio. It has a transmitter and a receiver in it.
Yeah.
And an antenna.
You need to put a ham in the Nevergreen Bronco.
I do. I actually
and then
have
get the secretary licensed again.
Yeah, she let it lapse, and now she's never going to get licensed again. Yeah, no, I have a radio ready to go in there, a Bluetooth one. I just haven't.
You got another Bluetooth one?
Yeah, I have 3 of them now.
Really?
Yeah.
You like it that much?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I know Lee Lim replaced it in the White Whale. So he took it out.
Yep. Yep. I like mine. It makes APRS easy. You can't do any of the APRS messaging still.
Yeah.
Somebody in the radios community that is an app developer for Apple, and he fixed the Apple app for that radio.
Oh,
but nobody's stepped up to do the Android yet.
Okay.
So the Apple one has kind of fixed the APRS protocol and APRS messaging, but Android still is not working. So, but it still works great as a standalone APRS radio, or if I need to use it as a repeater, I can pull up a repeater on it and plug it in and go. So
got it.
Yep. But yeah, I forgot to download the Plumas National Forest.
Yeah.
Maps.
Wow. Okay. So look at where you're going this year. If you have any big trips planned, now's a good time to start organizing those and plan ahead and download some maps and look up repeaters if you're a ham nerd. And start prepping. Yep.
Yeah, there's that. Let's see. What else could there be?
Well, if you're do any outdoor activity, now's a good time to, clean up the tackle box or, reline one of your fishing poles or, get some new flies or.
My grandfather always made his own flies.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've made one fly before.
Yeah, he would go and pretty much right around this time of year, maybe a little earlier for normal years, but he would go and make like a batch of 10 to 20 flies right around this time of year. Cool. Yeah, and then go take them out fly fishing. So
yeah, that's an art by itself for sure. But if you're going to do some hiking, maybe get a new pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Or
check your insoles if you do insoles in your hiking boots.
Yeah. Maybe check out your trekking poles and see if need to replace the tip on that or whatnot. I don't know.
Just the tip?
Just the tip. They have replaceable tips.
Yep. One thing that I do every summer as we come into summer.
Okay.
I buy a 2-pack of sunscreen and a 2-pack of bug spray.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I do that every single summer and then I stash the bottles everywhere. So if I have leftovers from the year before, I stash a bottle in a new place kind of thing. So I've got bottles of sunscreen and bug spray all over the place because I don't get along well with the sun.
No.
Yeah. That's another thing I do. Another good thing is to check the first aid kits.
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
Make sure your first aid kits, if you used any of it, even if you didn't, like just go through it, make sure that the Tylenol and the ibuprofen and the Benadryl are all up to date. They're not expired.
Yeah. Or there's enough Band-Aids in there. Yeah. That's a great suggestion.
Yeah. That one we got, I got in trouble with this week, and we didn't have a first aid kit in the Bronco. Yeah. I had gotten a little cut from, where was it? Right here.
I was going to say the intern got stung again.
No, he was trying to go after bees though. He was running after bees around the campsite. And I was like, no, bro, stop it.
Remember last time we were here?
Yeah. But yeah, luckily the assistant or the secretary had a Band-Aid with her in her little activity bag.
Yeah. I could see how you got in trouble for that.
Yep. So first aid kits, that's an important one to have out there. I have another one here that I am definitely guilty of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And this goes along with kind of take out all your camping gear and put it out. If you use an air mattress, blow it up.
Yeah.
Blow up your air mattress before your trip.
That's a good one.
Now's a great time to check that air mattress.
Yes, for sure.
I've definitely not done that and got out there and had big old holes from the winter just hanging out. There's another good one, which we kind of already talked about, but purchasing refills. So if there's refillable gas canisters, your greenies, but this could also go to hand warmers.
Yeah,
I know, especially up in the Sierras where we are, it could be 70 to 80 degrees during the day, but then get down to 30 to 40 at night. And it gets chilly, and it's surprising as to how much hand warmers are nice to have, but they have a shelf life. So if you have any left over from the previous year, previous season, winter season, something like that, check them and, get new ones. So
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one too.
Yep.
Another one that I kind of just thought of was checking your tools that you carry with you. A lot of us will use our tools in the shop and pack them to take them out on the trail. Some of us are fortunate to have a tool sponsor and don't have to do that as often.
Yeah.
But if you're that person that will has been working on their rig all winter, like I advocate for, and don't do a winter wheeling season, then your tools are spread out throughout the shop, and you really need to organize your tools for the summer season and get them packed away and ready to go out wheeling.
Yeah. That's a good one for sure.
And a good way to figure that out is the tools that are on the floor.
Yeah, typically
probably the ones that you're going to need. So you should put those in a bag.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think that's, definitely, absolutely organize your tools. I just had another one.
I just thought of another one too.
Oh, really? Go with yours.
Charge all those chargeables that we keep advocating for, because you probably have not used the flashlights or the battery packs or anything since the last wheeling season. So now's a good time to get those charged up.
Yep. Here's one that I found on a list on the internet that I don't personally do, but there's definitely, especially if you're doing the backpacking or hiking, you probably have one of these, as to clean your water filter.
Oh.
So if you're using a water filtration device, make sure that's clean for your trips here.
Yeah. That's good. You bring the little 16-ounce water bottles, and then I usually just buy gallon-sized ones.
Yep.
Now it is also a good time to go through your recovery kit.
Ooh, recovery gear,
tools and gear.
Yeah.
And maybe if you have synthetic ropes or a synthetic winch line, you can take those off.
100%.
Check those them up and restring them onto the winch.
They're probably dirty from the winter usage.
Yeah. And, a good way to do that is to get a 5-gallon bucket, fill it halfway, 3/4 of the way up with water, put a little bit of Simple Green in there, then throw those straps in there and let them soak for a little while.
Yep.
Then pull them back out and do that. I'd like to do that cycle again, just no Simple Green in it the next time, and then rinse them out from there. And that just really takes a lot of the gunk and dirt and stuff, and that falls to the floor of the bucket. And then you kind of get a good clean start for the season. Also is a good time to look at your soft shackles and see if they're ripped or torn.
Yep.
And it'd be good to buy them now, because we're not going to wheel for a few more weeks, or maybe a month or so.
They are consumables.
They are consumable. Same with straps, tree straps, and all those things.
Street travers.
Street stravers. Yeah.
Yep.
Clean them, check them out, make sure that they're still in good working order, and if not, go get another set or another pair for sure.
Yeah, totally. That's another really good one that I actually do. I'll look at all my soft shackles and buy one or two more every single year, just to make sure that they make it through, and I'm not using old bad ones for having people's lives in my hand. So
yeah.
Good stuff, man. There's a lot of really good ideas there. Hopefully this sparks some ideas in your guys' heads out there that went into your ear holes and helps you to remember, be like, oh shit. Yeah, I do need to check my nuts and bolts on the suspension, or, oh man, I did forget to change my alternator fluid.
Right.
So yeah, check all that stuff, pull all your gear out, make sure it's all good to go for the summer. It's not as high of consequences if you mess something up or forget something as wintertime, but it makes trips so much more enjoyable.
Yeah. You don't have to do a, hey, mister.
Yeah.
Hey, you got any of this? Did you bring any paper towels? Cause I didn't have any.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, for sure. That was a random list that we came up with and we wanted to share with you guys. It seems like we about once a year we do, make sure you're checking these things out. I'm sure we've left some things off of the list. And if you do feel it's important to mention to us, you can always find us on Instagram. I'm over at Snail Trail 4x4. Tyler's over at 4x4 Toyota Tyler. You can always write in. We're at Jimmy or Tyler at snailtrail4x4.com. Or you can phone us in and tell us how crazy and silly we are and what we forgot and why it's important. Or if there's something in your area that is more important than something in our area, I'd be curious to know what that is. You can phone in at area code 916-345-4744. And yeah, I think that's about all we got on our list.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's we didn't miss anything too important.
I have two important ones that we did miss.
Oh, shoot.
Real quick.
All right.
If you're Australian, you need to restock your Vegemite.
Yeah, true. And your snake bite.
Snake bite kits.
Kit. Safety kit.
And if you drive a Land Rover, make sure your Grey Poupon is restocked.
Yeah. Yes. Don't forget that Grey Poupon, Donny.
Jimmy, do you have any final words for everybody out there?
Charge those flex power tools for the trail.
And with that, my friends, keep crawling.
I got one for you.
Okay.
How did Harry Potter get down the hill?
I don't know.
He walked. J.K. Rowling.
Okay. That's fine.